Well, if you thought the MAGA lead in the House coming into the 119th Congress on January 3rd was slim before, wait till you hear the story of the missing representative, the missing MAGA representative, Norvell Kay Granger. Well, where is Kay Granger? Nobody knows where she is. She hasn't cast a vote in over 5 or 6 months, and it looks like she's been living in an assisted living facility for dementia problems all that time, based on new reporting by the Dallas Express. Kay Granger, the first woman to ever represent Texas in the House of Representatives, represents, well, I'm putting that mildly, was supposed to be representing the 12th district in Texas, but no one's seen her. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF and on the MeidasTouch network. Let's talk about the missing case of Kay Granger. Now, we're down to only about a 3-seat lead for MAGA to begin with. They had a rally around their speaker because without Donald Trump throwing his weight towards him, it looks like he wouldn't have survived a vote in the coming days. But where are the votes coming from? And more importantly, where is Kay Granger? Kay Granger had an illustrious career in the MAGA House. She had been in the 118th Congress, in the 118th session, she had been the head of the Appropriations Committee. She'd been on other major committees and was a leader, a MAGA leader within Texas. However, it looks like as recently as April of 2023, somewhere between April of 2023 and July of 2023, so well over a year ago, she took up residence, voluntarily or otherwise, in an assisted living facility for dementia. Now, this story hits close to home for me. I've got a mother who's in an assisted living facility because she has the beginnings of dementia problems. So I understand this issue, but that's not the point. The point is, how can she be a member of Congress? How can she be drawing a taxpayer paycheck? And how can MAGA hold its lead together if Kay Granger has gone missing? Her family seems to be very upset about it because when the Dallas Express reached her son, J.D. Granger, yeah, they are apparently all named J.D. Granger at a newly opened restaurant of his, this is the reaction where he threatened to kick the reporter's ass when they asked questions about his mother. Let's roll that clip.
I will take you to the party.
Hey, Carlos. I know who you are, man. You know I'll never talk to you after what you did to my mother. You worked at her campaign. Then you went ahead and while you're doing that, you worked for Clinton. Got you doing that, man. I have no space to get involved. You need to get the fuck out of here.
I mean,
And you hear me? Now it's 5 o'clock. I can kick you out of here. It's up to you, man. You better get out of here right now. You fucking did your report person. Get out of here.
okay.
Got it?
All right.
You know why, too? Because of you. Because of you.
Okay. When did she get dementia?
Right now, I'm about to kick your motherfucking ass. You get the fuck on the problem. Got it? Keep going. Still good. Keep going. Keep going. I love problem. Get out. You too.
Now, here's what we know so far from this reporting from the Dallas Express and other media outlets. Kay Granger has not cast a vote since well before July. Her staff doesn't know where she is and isn't answering any questions. Her offices seem to be closed. And when the reporters went to the assisted living facility, staff there confirmed that Kay Granger resides there and not in Washington. And we're about to reopen Congress with the 119th. Now, I'm not trying to have a whole hot take about ageism or to kick somebody when they're down or when they're aging in place. I understand it. But look at all of the flack and all of the attacks on Joe Biden aging in place when that place happened to be the White House. You know, all the attacks on his mental faculties and his ability to do his job even to this moment. You know, in the wake of a 100-year-old president, Jimmy Carter having passed, I mean, you've got all in the same week. You've got Jimmy Carter passing at 100. And by all accounts, other than being in hospice, you know, he was sharp as a tack until the bitter end. You've got the governor of Texas, as long as we're going to stay in Texas for a minute, the governor of Texas giving condolences to Jimmy Carter's wife, who died 2 years ago. Who's got the mental problems? And then you've got the hidden case of Kay Granger. right? If the Democrats had done this, had a member of the House in an assisted living facility and in a dementia unit, you'd know we'd hear about it and we'd be hearing the Republicans crowing about it. Yeah? So she needs obvious help. I'm not here to say she doesn't need the help that she's being given. I'm saying she should resign from the House and certainly not occupy a chair and get a taxpayer paycheck as a result. I mean, there are even Republicans who are saying that. Exactly that. There's a Republican out of New York, Nicole Maliatikis, who says she's outraged that Kay Granger is missing and that she's drawing a paycheck for doing a job that she can't do. Others are doing the same thing. So, but you don't see the outpouring of criticism of her the way you're seeing it for Joe Biden. Yeah, because it's one of their own, right? They're trying to rally around and circle the wagons around one of their own. All I know is she can't cast a vote. I want to keep a close eye on the vote tally for the speaker position. How is she going to cast a vote if she's not on the floor? They're going to wheel her in? Take her out of her dementia unit? This is the problem with aging in America when you're in politics. Dianne Feinstein took a big hit before she passed away as the senator from California, one of the senators from California, because she refused to leave when it was obvious that she couldn't do her job. But at least she didn't go missing. We knew where she was. She had a lot of staff around her trying to help her. But here with Kay Granger, somebody tapped me on the shoulder today that's in my life and said, "What's going on with Representative Kay Granger in Texas?" I was like, let me get to the bottom of that story, because that sounds fascinating, and also shows the hypocrisy of the Republican Party. I hate to say it, but if somebody reproached me about my mother, I wouldn't offer to kick their ass if they asked me pertinent questions about a public official in the public eye. The public has the right to know. The members, her constituents in the 12th have a right to know. In fact, there's a state senator in Texas, and this is what he had to say. This is Representative J.M. Lozano, Republican from Kingsville in the state legislature for Texas. "It has come to my attention that the Honorable Norvell Kay Granger, Republican, Fort Worth area, who has represented the 12th Congressional District in Washington since 1997, may have recently suffered mental health issues that would have required her staff members to immediately report and seek medical attention for her years ago." I mean, there is a requirement under the ethics rules of the House that if you're incapacitated, that you report that, or your staff does. "I ask for a full investigation of any health professional that may have cleared her to resume normal work duties, and a complete and thorough investigation of her district and DC staff to analyze what they knew and when they knew it. In fact, the Dallas Express reached out to her chief of staff, Stephen Rulin, director of casework, Josie Flores, senior legislative assistant, Jerome Venesi, director of communications, Valerie Nelson, and everybody else, including her campaign manager, and none of them commented. Apparently, the only comment we have is the son who wanted to kick the reporter's ass. So we're going to continue to shine light on it here on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF, because we have to. Not because we're not hypocrites. Because if she needs help, she needs help, but she needs to step out. And they need to have one less seat in the House when it comes time for voting. At the rate they're going, Mike Johnson is barely going to slide through as Speaker of the House. He may make it through one session of the 119th Congress. I doubt he makes it through both. And this slim lead is getting ever slimmer. When Donald Trump cherry-picked people out of the MAGA House to put in his cabinet and his administration, those seats are going to be empty in the 119th very, very quickly, which means the Republicans are going to have to turn to the Democrats, who are disciplined, who are unified, who are under a strong whip and hand of Hakeem Jeffries. And he's going to lead them in opposition. Every important bill that matters about domestic or foreign policy, about spending, about helping the American people is going to go through the gauntlet of the Democrats, making sure that they only support things that help the American people and deny the MAGA agenda. We saw the practice. It was like a practice session at the end of the 118th, right? And now the Democrats have gotten their groove back. for the 119th, and they are ready. They will be a party in opposition. They will stand opposed on the battlefield related to legislation. They will oppose MAGA and its agenda. And only when they believe it's in the interest of the American people will they step forward and effectively become the majority party. You might as well call Hakeem Jeffries the co-speaker of the House, because on anything that matters, they're going to need Hakeem Jeffries to bail out Mike Johnson. He did before, he will again. When you start hearing vote totals that are in the 300s, that's because the Democrats, like the cavalry, came to Speaker Johnson's rescue and salvaged it, but only after they extracted what they wanted to in terms of compromises and deals. Republicans don't want to be bipartisan. They want to do it alone, but they don't have the votes, and the missing Kay Granger isn't helping them. I'm going to do follow-up stories about where is Kay Granger right here on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF. I got a new show on Tuesday nights. It's called Popok Live. Yep, about 45 minutes long. Just me taking questions, giving answers at the intersection of law and politics. And then the OG Legal AF podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I got a new Legal AF YouTube channel too in collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network. Come on over. Help us build that pro-democracy, independent channel that we need so desperately now, more than ever. That intersection of law and politics, that's going to be a hot corner during the next term and Donald Trump's start of his presidency, as the Democrats and other fair-minded people take to the courts to restrain Donald Trump and his abuse of power. I'm Michael Popok, and I'm here for it, and I'm glad you are too.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.